Hello, everyone. My guest today is Mikhail Thunberg. He was struggling getting marketing data together, so dedicated time to automate IT at a company that he was working for. Google liked what he did and blogged about it. This then led him to found a company now called Supermetrics, which he then operated alone for 5 years until it took off and he could start hiring. Mikhail, are you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
Supermetrics.com. What's the company do and how do you guys make money?
So what we do is platforms like Google, they have web analytics tools, some data in a database, they have CRMs. We help them get all of this data together into one place so they can see how their marketing efforts are working out.
Okay, and is it a pure play SaaS company? Are people paying per month?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, interesting. So give me a general sound. I mean, are these like SMBs you're working with or enterprise folks? What are people paying per month on average?
So the average price is rather low at the moment. So in average, it's around 100 USD per month. Obviously, we do have much larger size customers as well. So the highest value customers are right now maybe 5,000-6,000 per month, and we are moving higher all the time in the average customer value. As for the type of companies, they vary a lot. So ranging from one man SEM SEO shops to Google or other big companies.
Yeah. When did you launch the company? What year?
First as a side business, part-time business for me in 2010, but as a real full company in 2013.
You said 2017? Mikhail, sorry.
2013.
You said 2013?
Yeah.
Very good. And so now, since 2013, have you decided to stay bootstrapped or did you raise capital?
For a long time, I stayed bootstrapped. So the company has always been profitable. So there was no financial need to raise capital. But at some point, I figured it's good to get some more experienced backing for the company. So in 2017, I raised 3.5 million from a Finnish VC called Open Ocean Capital.
Okay. And has it kind of panned out how you hoped it would? Have they been helpful?
Yeah, it's been helpful. So they have brought in some experienced people to help out, and their networks and advice has been helpful in other matters as well.
And so since you raised in 2013 up to today, now how many customers are you serving today?
So right now we have around 10K.
Okay, about 10,000 paying customers?
Yes, exactly.
And are you, obviously the funding allows you to hire faster. What's the team size today?
We are around 50 people now and growing really rapidly.
50?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I operated the company alone for 5 years. So it was for a very long time a one-man company. But now the recent last 2-3 years, we've been hiring fast.
Yeah, and it sounds like growth is there too, right? So if you have 10,000 customers paying on average $100 a month, I can obviously do the math. That puts you at like $1 million a month in revenue. Is that about right?
Yeah, about right. Yes.
And help me understand growth. So about 12 months ago, where were you?
So we are growing at around 150% year on year.
Okay, so that would mean you're doing like $400,000 about 12 months ago.
Yeah, around that. Yeah.
It's impressive growth. Where's most of that growth coming from? I mean, how are you signing up new customers?
So we get a lot of organic leads. So actually, we get a huge inflow, like maybe 10,000 leads per month. These are mostly from organic sources. So word of mouth, is the different Google application galleries where we are highly rated. We get a lot of many influencers talk about us in conferences and so on. So a lot of that is fully organic, and we have pretty good brand position in the digital advertising industry already. We do some paid advertising as well, but that's.
So let me go to paid in a second. Let's talk about kind of the organic leads via Google search. Sure. So name like 1 or 2 keywords that you rank really well for that kind of bring in the most traffic per month.
So I would say Google Data Studio dashboarding, Facebook ads reporting, Google ads reporting, stuff like that.
By the way, that's how I found you. So I was putting together, I was just experimenting with Google Data Studio. And I'm like, God, they don't do the freaking charts that I want. Like I need someone like superpower. And I typed like Google Data Studio, like charts or something. And I found you on my plane to Hong Kong when I was doing this about 3 weeks ago. And then I said, I want to have this guy on the show. He's killing it.
Cool.
Does that make sense? Okay, so that's the search volume. Talk to me about the influencer kind of giving keynotes and mentioning you. Who's like the top influencer that mentions you all the time when they're on stage?
I'm sorry, I would have to get back to you on the names. Actually, I'm not.
You're not
myself.
sure.
I'm not involved in that part that much. So
no problem.
It's our marketing team handling that. So
no problem. And then so talk to me about marketing spend. I mean, how much are you spending per month on all your paid direct channels, do you think?
100K.
About 100K. Okay. And so when you start looking at and planning for things like your fully weighted customer acquisition cost, I mean, how much are you spending to get a new $100 a month customer, would you say?
So the average cost per acquisition is around 200.
Okay. And that's cost per paid customer, not like per new lead or something, right?
That's actually of all customers. So paid is a bit more. It's maybe around 400.
Okay. But I mean, still healthy economics, right? You have a 4-month payback period there. It works.
Yeah.
Very cool. A lot of, again, growth coming from SEO, influencers mentioning you, and then you're spending $100,000 per month on paid. You raised capital. Now, when you said you raised the 3.5 in 2013?
2017.
Oh, 2017. Sorry, 2013 is when you started kind of going full time on this hiring people, and then 2017 is when you raised.
So 2010, I founded the side business. 2013, I made it to a real company. 2015, I hired the first employee. 2017, I raised the funding.
Got it. Okay, very good. So you raised the capital. You're now scaling the team. I'm going to guess you're probably burning cash right now to drive growth. How aggressive are you being? Are you burning like $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month, or more?
Actually, we are very profitable still.
Oh, you're okay. So you're not using a 3.5. It's just sitting in the bank.
It's in the bank. I'm investing that.
No, that's good. So you said you are investing that, or you're not?
I'm investing it partially.
Okay, what does that mean?
I'm putting it in ETFs.
Oh, got it. So it's cash sitting in the bank, and you're like, well, hell, I might as well earn like a couple percentage points on this thing. I'll stick it in an ECF.
Yeah. We are trying to grow the team rapidly enough to not make a profit, but it's we haven't been able to hire that fast. So.
Yeah, no, that's a good problem to have. So I mean, are you talking like 10% EBITDA margins or like more?
It's actually more.
Okay, I mean that's great. I mean, can you put a cap on it? Is it less than like 50%?
Less than 50, definitely.
Okay, between 10 and 50. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so how do you? I mean, you're already scaling it. Sounds like pretty rapidly, right? Year over year. Where do you think you'll finish in terms of ARR by the end of this year, 2019?
So our goal is to be somewhere around 15.
Okay, so you're at 12 right now.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, obviously super healthy place to be. And then you already told us year over year growth has been.
Can I?
Yeah.
Maybe you can cut that piece. I forgot. I meant turnover should be 15 this year, and the ARR should be 20.
I don't understand what you mean when you say turnover should be 15 million.
The annual turnover.
Oh, got it. So if you're just looking at like a kind of cash collected basis, you're saying you'll collect 15, but ARR by the end of the year, you're hoping it'll be about 20.
Yeah. Exactly.
Got it. Very good. And then where did you finish? Do you remember a previous year? So 2015, you made your first hire. Do you remember what you did that year total?
I can check the numbers.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I love stories like this. I love a side hustle that turns into a full-time thing, that turns into hiring, that turns into revenue and raising, and it's great, a good story.
Yeah, so 2015, I made around 500K.
Okay, and what about 2016?
1.3.
And then we're about 2018 or 2017?
2.2.
That's good. And then you want to finish out with 6 months ago and December 2018?
That was 6.2.
That's great. I mean, really healthy growth. Very cool. So what's the next step? I mean, do you want to keep kind of building this organically? Do you think you can maybe make some acquisitions in the space to drive further growth, or how are you going to deploy the capital effectively?
We are looking into acquisitions as well. Yes.
So how do you think about those? If you were going to acquire a company, what kinds of things would you be looking for?
Well, obviously, we are looking for some talent that we don't have here, and some kind of directions that we want to pursue in addition to what we are doing here, but we don't have the resources to do ourselves right now. So we have a really strong position being the data pipeline company, like moving data from place to place, like from all of these advertising platforms into Google Sheets, Google Data Studio, into Excel, Tableau, things like that. But with the huge amounts of data that is moving to our system, there's obviously a lot of potential to add some more value on top of that. And we are looking at companies that do things like that for advertising data.
Churn's critical in your space. What does annual churn look like today on a revenue basis?
So on net revenue churn, we are actually negative right now.
How negative?
Less than 1% more.
Okay.
But we haven't really been doing anything for that. So we just hired our first customer success person to drive that upsell to the existing customer base.
Yeah. So net revenue retention of 100% or net negative revenue churn of negative 1%, same thing. It basically means your expansion revenue is almost making up for all of your churned revenue. Do you know what those two parts of those two layers are? Do you know what gross churn was and what expansion was?
So our client churn is around 1% per month.
Okay, so about 12% annually. And then you're expanding those same accounts by, call it maybe 12, 13% annually?
Yeah, around that, yes.
Yeah. That's good. What is the upsell revenue? Or is it selling number of seats or more data pipelines or more charts? What is it?
It's all of those partially. So in some products, we price per seat and we sell more seats. That is driving part of that. Then we also, in some products, we price by the number of data sources, and certain data sources are like priced higher than others. And then we try to sell those ones. And obviously, we try to also bundle the products. So there is some, if someone has our Google Sheets product, we try to add our new BigQuery product on top of that to get them to a higher overall level.
That's great. If someone came to you today and offered to buy you guys for, call it maybe $40 million, which would be kind of 3 to 4x your current revenue, would you take the deal?
Definitely no.
Not just no, definitely no.
No. 40 million.
Where does it start to get interesting for you? Would it have to be more like 7, 8, 9x?
Yeah, I think more like looking at our growth rate and profitability. It's got to be quite a lot.
Yeah. More than 100?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Yeah. Very good. Well, look, what you're building is fun. That's kind of a cheap question for me to throw to you because you have no reason to sell. You wouldn't sell. There's no reason to do it. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
Well, I just read what did I just read? When Genius Fails. Yeah, that's cool.
When Genius Fails. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Jason Lemkin. I like his stuff.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building your company?
I'd have to say Google Sheets. It's a big part of our business, but it's
good
also
answer. Good answer. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Maybe 7.
Okay, and what's your situation? Married, single, kiddos?
I'm married with 3 kids.
3. Holy mackerel, you're busy. How old are you?
I'm 39.
39. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
I can tell them that they maybe consider forming the business earlier, I would say. Like, I had never considered, when I was that age, never considered even starting a business. But now I know how fun that can be. So maybe I should have started earlier than I did, and being more brave in that.
Supermetrics.com, 10,000 customers paying $100 a month, so $1 million a month in revenue, up from $400,000 a month just a year ago, 150% year-over-year growth. They've only raised $3.5 million, but he hasn't even spent it. In fact, he's putting that and reinvesting in the ETFs while the company grows profitably right now. There's about 50 people on the team, 12% annual churn, 13% expansion for 101% net revenue retention. He's spending about $100,000 a month on AdWords, spending $400 to get a new paying customer, which is obviously about a 3 to 4 month payback period. Super healthy there. Again, nice, healthy growth year over year, started back in 2010 as a side hustle. Mikhail, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thanks a lot.